Welcome, everyone, to Living the Laws. This is our very first Wednesday in with Living the Laws, and it's Wednesday Wisdom Live. I'm Larry Law Sr., and I'm so excited to have you all here. Let's begin. Think about a chessboard. Now focus on the king. In chess, the king might not be the most powerful piece, but it's one of the most critical. The entire game revolves around the safety and position. In the same way, in leadership, the leader sets the tone and the potential for the entire team. This brings us to John Maxwell's law of the lid, which states that our leadership ability is the lid on our effectiveness. I remember my very first experience with leadership back in high school. Of course, I was members of the band. Our band director selected a handful of us to set the example. Now, that simple act of leading by example taught me how leadership influences others. This is in 1976. I was just a freshman tuba player in my high school band when the high school director called a few of us into his office. The band was about 80 plus members. He chose around 10 or 15 of us who he considered leaders. Some of us were section leaders, others were first or second chair players, but the message was clear. He saw us as the ones who set the example. The band was preparing for a competition, and he wanted all of us to look sharp while in uniform. He asked the group of us to do something simple, yet symbolic, to cut our hair off our face. Now, I only had one or two strands on my chin at the time, but I stood in front of the group and I snipped them off. It was a small gesture, but it showed me that leadership is about setting an example, no matter how small the action is. This story ties right back into the law of the lid because the level of our leadership sets the standard for everyone around us. Just as I led by example then, we as leaders continue to influence and elevate those around us. John Maxwell, law of the lid, tells us that our leadership ability is the lid of our effectiveness. The better we lead, the more our team can achieve. So what does the law of the lid mean? Simply put, if you're a 5 out of a 10 of leadership, your team would never perform beyond that level. Your leadership is the lid on your team's potential. Don't get caught up where you start from. What's important is the journey and where you're going. Leadership can be learned. By raising your leadership ability, you raise the lid, and your entire team can achieve more. Another powerful illustration of leadership and the law of the lid comes from a simple act we often take for granted: walking side by side with someone else. When two people walk together, they never walk at the exact same pace, naturally. I've done a lot of walking and marching. One person might have to stretch their stride a bit, while the other may have to shorten theirs. This means that in order to stay in sync, someone is always making adjustments. As leaders, our goal should be to elevate our team, to set the pace that encourages growth and improvement, rather than slowing down or lowering our standards. John Maxwell often reminds us that everything rises and falls with leadership. When we lead, we set the tone, we set the pace, and ultimately the level of success. That's our team and how our team can achieve. So as we walk the journey of leadership, let's strive to raise our lid and lift others with us. Just as the king's position on the board can determine the outcome of the game, your position as a leader determines the success of your team. By raising our own leadership lid, we inspire our team to do the same. Throughout our journey in these sessions, we would drive forward and dive deeper into both leadership principles and some chess strategies as well, showing how each move and decision can teach us something valuable about leading effectively. So let's get ready to raise our lids together and unlock new levels of potential. If you're in transition, moving from military to civilian, management to leadership, or employee to entrepreneur, and if you want to dive deeper into preparing for your next move, join a community that can help you move from a possible stalemate to chessmate. Checkmate. Details in the description below to help you identify your leadership style. Take the free leadership quiz. The results may surprise you. And if you want to go deeper, visit my website at larrylaws.com. Thank you all for joining today. Next time, we'll dive into the law of influence, where we'll explore how leadership is all about ability to influence others. I can't wait to see you there. Remember, think before you move and make your next move your best move.